I was just chatting with a friend of mine who also has been traveling for several weeks in this part of the world, similar to what I've been doing, and we were talking about how it's so interesting how apparent it really becomes when you do that, to realize what really a life of privilege many of us lead in the U.S. We have stayed in hostels and rooms and places and neighborhoods that are far below a standard, I guess you could call it, that we would expect as the norm where we both come from, and how it really doesn't take much time to change your calibration and make do and figure things out and live with less. Certainly less clothes. I said to her, it's so interesting as I look down at my two little bags and realize I lived for 3 months out of these two little bags. Why is it again? I have a closet at home stuffed with clothes, most of which I never wear. So hilarious, but so interesting to get the other perspective about just how much stuff we have in our lives that we probably don't need, and just how much extra complication and process we add into our lives for, I don't know, a million different reasons that I'm sure seemed logical at the time. And when you strip that away and realize, and at first maybe you do feel a little like you're missing something or you feel deprived, but it's really interesting how quickly you just adapt. And I can tell you that the things that I've gone without for a lot of this trip, and the level of living that I've done. And I think I told you, I was washing my clothes in a sink at one time in a plastic grocery sack, and I was laughing about it because it worked perfectly fine. Not that I'd want to live that way all the time necessarily, but the point being that none of those things, doing without any of those things, took away at all from the amazing experience that I'm having, from the amazing experience that she was having. So just something to think about as you look around at all of the ways that we've complicated our lives and added on layers of complexity with stuff and rules and processes and things we feel like we can't live without. Maybe that's not true. Just something to think about.